Welcome back to the Green Means Go channel. It's your host, me. I am in the process of making a very important video, and it is currently loaded into my editing software. And so I don't want to mess with editing any other videos until that video is complete. The issue with that is I've started this video 4 times now to try to record it, and every time something goes a little bit wrong outside of my control, I haven't screwed it up. I screw up a lot. And typically, I try to acknowledge it and I move forward and understand that I'm a human and I want you to see that I'm a human, so I don't love the overly edited nonsense. But the dogs are doing their dogging thing. My daughter, she was up here for a little bit and we kind of talked about, the expectations when Dad is recording, and I should have seen it coming. And I also felt a little guilty after my video Saturday where I talked about being a father and navigating bedding. And I thought, you know what? I just made that video. Why not let her up here and see a look behind the curtain, see what Dad is doing up here when he is working? And so I let her up here, and for about 10 minutes of recording this entire video, she was cool, she was playing, all was well, but I think her curiosity got the best of her. She walked over here, she came up, she didn't bother me, but she let me know that she was here. And we had to stop the video and have a conversation about, expectations and following, things like that. Let her know I wasn't upset with her. Just, I got to be able to trust what she says and things of that nature. So all that to say, I hope that 7th time's a charm here with this video, King of the Court, and maybe we find some winners. Shout out to you guys for watching my video Saturday. I know I try to give you actual usable content as it relates to your sports bets, but I think Saturday was important for me to give you a look at not only my personal but professional life and how those intertwined. And a lot of you took the time to comment and to thank me and to give your opinions and to give your stories, and those are appreciated more than you know. I'm sorry I couldn't reply to all of them, but I read every single comment. So appreciate you all very much. Let's talk King of the Court. Couple of things before we get started. 2 million in bonus bets, I believe, is now wrong. This was only opening night, and so I believe they've moved it down to 1 million. The second thing I will say is there was a miscommunication last week. The winner is the leader in points, rebounds, and assists. That does not mean you have to bet that player's points, rebounds, and assists category. If you want to take somebody's points, if you apply the King of the Court token, it still applies for that player. So you don't have to be, you're not pigeonholed into the points, rebounds, and assists category. Third thing, I would wait until lineups are out. We saw last night Luka get ruled out. We saw Austin Reeves get ruled out. A lot of people probably would have locked in Luka or Austin Reeves for this promotion before the status was actually determined. Tonight, Giannis is on a back-to-back. He's a great pick for tonight, but I'm worried that he's not going to play. So I would not bet Giannis until I know Giannis is in. The fourth thing, before we finally get moving, is I like to do what I call a pseudo hedge. When I decide that I want to take, let's say Giannis, for example, I will bet his under points, rebounds, and assists. So if he has a bad night and I totally blow my opportunity at this promotion, at least I win my bet. If he has a great night and my bet loses, hopefully we're in the running for a free bet. So that's kind of a way that I, mitigate my losses through this promotion. Here are the winners from last year. We talked about this last week. The bottom line is slate size and the winning player is the difference maker for the size of the free bet. There were 7 free bets under 100, 6 100 to 500, and 6 over 500. So it's a really nice spread, and it's good to see that you can have the potential to win upwards of $6,000. But understand, if you go with guys like Giannis or Jokic or Doncic, you're probably going to be sub 50, and we've already seen that this year. Before we talk about the data from this year, I do want to give kind of an overview of how you can attack this promo, but remind you that there's no wrong way to play this. People are going to say, well, the EV is... Play this how you want. You can pick a stat stuffer, a Giannis, a Jokic, a Doncic, but understand your free bet's going to be smaller. You do have a higher probability of winning because those guys are more consistent, but you're not going to get a massive free bet. You're not going to tell your grandkids you bet Giannis for King of the Court and he won you $36. That's not going to happen. You can take a fringe star who is in for a big night. If we look back through here, Banchero, Trae Young, Devin Booker, Cade Cunningham, these are all fringe guys. They're not your big stat stuffers, but the night that King of the Court was offered, they came through. So that is an option to play. And then you have the unlikely hero mixed with luck. Now, some of these guys really aren't unlikely heroes. LaMelo a little bit. LeBron is shocking. Obviously, 1,600 is shocking. It was so close to Luka's, though, so I wonder if a lot of people just bet Luka that night because he had just won, and a lot of people just didn't think of James. James Harden, also kind of bizarre. Jamal Murray. Obviously, Denny Avdija's a massive one. So a couple of ways to play this. We see through 2 weeks, we've had a little bit underwhelming. Now, the slate size for week 1 was only 2 games, and last week there was only 5 games. So we do have our biggest slate tonight with 6. We see Luka winning with 64. It was a $36 free bet. Sengun would have been $139. Maxey and Giannis tied last week, which is a massive blow to us who had Giannis. We probably would have gotten closer to a $30, $40 free bet. I don't know that for sure, but it would have been more. And Maxey and him tied. I believe the 76ers went to overtime, so that's why that happened, which is slightly annoying. Alex Sarr had a massive night. $9,000 free bets what it would have been. LaMelo didn't play too bad for our LaMelo pick. The issue was game was a blowout. He didn't play much in the second half, and then Bam was just totally off. So far, 2 free bets, under $100. Let's try to change that today. Now, I like to use DIMERS for these projections. I talk a lot about Smart Stake, which offers top-down betting. They look at the market and they try to find the best price based on where sharp books are. DIMERS, they do the opposite. They do what's called bottom-up. They make their own lines. They set their own stats. They do their own projections. They do their own modeling. So this is based on real data, minutes, trends, matchups, everything that, they're trying to create something that can rival what the books in Vegas has. So if we come in here, what we did last week, and I don't mind it, is sorting by points, rebounds, and assists. Obviously, that's the whole goal for this promotion. You can see Giannis is at the top. I'm going to tell you right now, if you fast forwarded to this part, please do not bet Giannis until you know he is in. I am nervous because he was questionable last night. He played a tough game against the Pacers on the road, and now he's got a tough game going somewhere else. His knee has been bothering him back-to-back. Just don't bet Giannis until you know he's in. Shea could be a good option, although I fear that this could be a defensive battle. I think it's going to be lower scoring, but he's projected the second most points. Banchero has a very intriguing matchup against the Hawks, who don't play a ton of defense. He's projected 39. He's a previous winner, and he's been stuffing the stat sheet this year. So let's go with Banchero, and let's go look and see what he's been up to. If we go to the game log here, we can see he has 29-9, 28-11-4, 24-11-7, 32-7-5. So he's in that 40 and 50 range consistently, which is what you want to see for this promotion. You got LaMelo Ball, who we took last week against the Pelicans. Decent matchup, should be a fast-paced and competitive game, so that's a possibility. Zion probably will get ruled out. Josh Giddey, I know if you're someone who's observant, you saw what I just showed. I was looking at Josh Giddey, and I think it's for good reason. I mean, check out these stats: 23, 11, and 12, 32, 10, and 9, 28, and 12, 18, 13, and 5. I mean, this stat line right here on Halloween is spooky. 32, 10, and 9. I don't know who would have won. Actually, I can check. I found this website, and you can check it out too. It's called stone.money.kingofthecourt. So that was on Halloween. Let's see how close he was. Josh Giddey, he had 51. So he lost to Luka and Devin Booker. Well, he tied with Devin Booker. So without Luka that night, Josh Giddey would have won, tied with Devin Booker. So Josh Giddey's been up there. It's an interesting pick, and we can talk about that a little bit later. Tyrese Maxey against again, I think this game will be high scoring. Neither of these teams love to play defense. Devin Booker makes me a little nervous because he's not a stat stuffer. They are projecting 7 assists, which is good, but the rebounds is just, it's obviously the lowest by far of a lot of these guys outside of Maxey. But Golden State makes me a little more nervous. Curry, Bridges. So what I also like to do is come over here to these projections. They project the game, score of every game, and you can see this one's over-under is 136, so that could be an option, but I'm scared Giannis won't play. This one's 139, higher total, and one of the highest of the night. I really am interested in that. This one, 136, a little lower, but I think it could get up there. This one, 28, lower. Magic play a little bit slower of a game, but I think the Hawks can speed them up, which I don't know. I'm interested. 234, that's up there in terms of projection. 222, very low. So I would stay away from Thunder, Clippers. Let's just go make some picks. What am I doing? What am I talking about? Don't talk about it, be about it. Let's go make some selections using these predictions player projection. Sorry. Here's what I'm going to say. After my preliminary look, I'm going to go with Paolo Banchero. He's been consistently stuffing the stat sheet. He's been relevant all year, and he's playing the Hawks, who I believe show for a softer matchup today. So let's get behind the scenes. Let's peel back the layers here, and let's say that we want Paolo Banchero to be our stat stuffer pick of the day. That's our safe, quote unquote, safe play. Then I think I cannot ignore Josh Giddey, and I cannot ignore him against the Sixers tonight. Been balling out, been playing his game. I'm going to say Josh Giddey is our fringe star with a big night. Not a king of the court winner previously, but he's got everything it takes to get this done. He fills the stat sheet. We just need him to get about 25 points. I think if Josh Giddey can score 25 actual points, we are sweating. We are sweating this one. And then our unlikely hero, that's going to be the tough part. Unlikely hero fringe star. It's going to be tricky. Jalen Johnson is not going to be picked by many people, maybe for good reason. It's interesting with Trae Young out what Jalen Johnson's usage has been. If we look at his game log, we see 23, 13, and 5, 22. Consistently in the 20s. This was a great night. Let's see. That was also Halloween. Where did he rank on Halloween? In top 10, 43. So he's up there. And you don't have the Jokic's tonight. You don't have the Lukas tonight. You got Shea and you got Giannis, and I think Giannis sits. So this is a wide open night, and I think it's a night where one of these dudes down here could get it done. And that's why I just feel this tremendous sense of pressure to lead you guys to a crazy green pick, a crazy unlikely hero. Man, okay. What could it be? What could we do? And don't be afraid to drop it in the comments. Don't be afraid to share your picks. Now, here's what makes me nervous about Toronto, outside of the fact that it's Toronto. It's too much shared usage. RJ, Brandon Ingram, and Scotty Barnes all could go for 30, and that doesn't help us. Is the answer Jalen Johnson? I don't like him against Orlando. I really don't like him against Orlando tonight. And people are going to be on Curry and Booker and who is just VJ Edgecombe is very interesting as a crazy pick. It's Jordan Poole. He comes off the bench. I'm not going to start Jordan Poole off the bench. What's VJ Edgecombe up to? Because he's been somewhat he's been interesting, especially if what's his big boy doesn't play tonight. Okay, never mind. Not going to get it done. Although this Wednesday, October 22nd. Let's check and see how he ranked on the 22nd. Ooh, he was up there on the 22nd, wasn't he? Yes, he was. It's tricky tonight because the floor is open. It is a wide open day, and that is what's tricky. Maxey, I would really consider Maxey. I just think he's going to be so popular. Maybe we do this. Maybe, but I also, what's LaMelo? There's so many options, guys. There's so many options. Trust your gut. That's the best thing you can do at a promo like this. It's hard to handicap. We have the data in front of us. 18, 8, and 7. Are the Pelicans? What are the Pelicans allowing? Another tool I like to use is NBA defense versus position, and it's free. And you can come in here, and I'm going to look at point guards. So who gives up a ton of points to point guards? Pacers, Magic. The Magic give up a lot of points to point guards, okay? Blazers, Pelicans. So there you go. That's what I was looking for. So the Pelicans give up points, a lot of points allowed to point guards, and we got LaMelo Ball. So let's do this. I think LaMelo Ball is going to be slept on because a lot of people are going to go Shea, they're going to go Giannis, and they're going to go Maxey. So let's throw LaMelo Ball. Again, we'll give him another chance. We'll put LaMelo Ball in our fringe star big night. I'm okay with this build. I like this build. It's not where we originally thought, and I don't think Josh Giddey is necessarily an unlikely hero, but I do think Josh Giddey is, as I fix this here, I do think Josh Giddey is going to be slept on. So let's say that we go Paolo Banchero for our stat stuffer. If you want like a medium-sized payout, I think LaMelo Ball is safe. It's going to be in that 100, 500 range. I think Josh Giddey may be able to get you close to that $500 ticket. So these are the plays. You want to check out DIMERS, I'll drop a link down in the comments. They have more than just what I showed you with the projections. They do have like a best bets column. So they love the Magic to win tonight. They're saying that the Magic win this game 62% of the time, and FanDuel's got it at minus 157, 152. So you got about a 2% edge there. Bulls win. They like that. I like that too against the Sixers. Under in this game, I would stay away from that. I think it's going to be faster paced. So check that out if you want. Otherwise, enjoy your day. Hopefully we can cash one of these guys. It would feel good. And stay tuned for hopefully a video dropping tonight that I do think matters. Not that this doesn't, but you'll see what I mean. Love you.